welcome to Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritty and I love sharing with you the conversations I get to have with talented and passionate chefs. It's the backstory, if you will, to the food they're putting up. Today's chat is with Kyle Nicol at Rascal in Brunswick. Some people dream of rooms lined with books, and I do love that idea too, but for me, being surrounded by bottles of wine just feels right. So sitting amongst the glowing bottles and talking to Kyle about his time in a Michelin star restaurant in London and his love of native ingredients was absolute bliss. I have been into Rascal before to talk to Elliott Pinn, who was head chef at the time and remains a partner, but he's now handed over the reins to Kyle to embark on other adventures interstate. Rascal is in good hands. Kyle is thoughtful and creative, and I especially appreciated his parting gift of a jar of kimchi and a bottle of pawpaw and bottle brush vinegar, made under his other hat of poisoned and cures and used in the restaurant. I hope you enjoy this chat as much as I did. Okay, so hi Kyle.
How you going?
Good, thank you. It's a bit of a hot day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's toasty. It's muggy.
It is muggy, yeah. So how long have you been open again since we came? Since the 2nd of November, was it?
Yeah. So we had a real quick turnaround. So the announcements were on the Tuesday, and then we got open on the Wednesday. So we're in here all night, sort of trying to get back straight in, and we're all super keen to get back to work.
Yeah, so you missed it while you were at home or
so
doing things differently?
Yeah. So Elliott was doing the brunt of the at-home stuff, and I was just sort of helping him out here and there where he needed me. So yes, it's been a rough 6 months for the whole industry.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I just saw that those really great guys out at Omai and Beaconsfield, that they only just opened and then they had a fire and they lost their old heritage post office, I think, when they've been turned into a restaurant. So you just think, we've already had so much, how can it keep going? But but I'm happy for you guys that you're open. And you were a sous chef, and now you've stepped up to head chef.
Yeah, so I've been in head chef roles previously, but this is my first head chef role in Melbourne.
Okay,
so I've been here from the open since it was a construction site, and we sort of opened with a more full restaurant sort of vibe, and went really well, and we worked our asses off.
Yeah.
And got some good results, and now with COVID we sort of had to adjust and change the whole business.
So it's more of a bottle shop and then eat in? Is that how you're running it now?
Yeah, so the menu is still pretty large and offers quite a bit, but we've introduced the bottle shop and it's doing really well, and I think it makes it a bit more approachable as well, the venue, and a bit more aligned with Brunswick.
I love the idea of eating amongst bottles of wine. Some people might say they like to eat in the forest or the beach. Me amongst bottles of wine is comforting.
More of those, please.
It's amazing. So now you're saying it's your first head chef job in Melbourne, and I saw that you originally are from New South Wales. Is that right?
Yeah, so I grew up Coffs Harbour, just outside of Coffs Harbour.
Okay, wow.
Grew up on a farm. Yeah, so my mum had a blueberry, garlic and citrus farm. So I grew up on a farm, pretty humble sort of upbringing, and I think that's what got me into food, being around food.
Okay. So you didn't think you'd go on to be a farmer, it was more sort of the other end that was appealing for you?
Yeah, definitely. That eating the food was more interesting than growing it.
Yeah. So what did you do once you decided you were going to be a chef? Did you do your apprenticeship in Sydney?
No, I did it around Coffs Harbour.
Oh, yeah.
So I never really woke up one day and thought I want to be a chef. I just sort of got a kitchen hand job and then started enjoying it, the energy of it, and then eventually fallen more and more in love with it over the years.
Yeah.
So now there's nothing else I could see myself doing. Yeah.
Amazing.
Over 10 years in now, and I love it more than I ever have. So
that's amazing, and that's what I like to hear, because I think that it's obviously a job that requires a lot of energy, so you do really have to love it. And I
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I have this idea that, because I read this book called like Water for Chocolate, and it was whenever this Spanish lady cooked, she put her emotions into the food, and I feel like you want to have someone who really loves what they're doing, cooking the food, because otherwise it's miserable for everyone.
That's all the difference.
Yeah,
that's the most important thing, I think.
Yeah,
you got to love what you're doing, or with any career.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you spent time in London.
Yeah, so pretty much straight out of my apprenticeship, I was 21. I moved over to London. Travelled around Europe a bit just to sort of check everything out, and then got back to London to live in London. Had an interview with Anthony Dimitri, and then I started a couple of days later straight into a 1-star restaurant with a big name, and I just hit the ground running.
Yeah, and what was that like? It must be...
Oh, it's full on.
Yeah.
So I went from sort of regional small town chef to like Michelin star, 90 hours a week, all of that sort of typical London stuff. But I got a lot out of that, and when I look back on my time in London, it's sort of where I learnt how to cook, my fundamentals.
Yeah.
I learnt with Anthony,
And so, how long were you in that restaurant?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
And did you work your way up, or how does it work in those big kitchens?
Yeah, so I came in as a CDP and worked my way up to sous chef. So
wow.
Yeah, it's a full-on environment, massive kitchen, big names coming in all the time, celebrities, and
So are you able to still hold on to that enjoyment and love of cooking when you're under so much pressure? Because I imagine being a sous chef in a place like that is quite different to being a sous chef here.
Yeah, it's there's a lot more pressure and stress. So I still enjoyed it a lot and loved what I was doing. I went there for a reason, to learn some skills and sort of mix it up with some of the big names. So yeah, I don't know, after a while there's only so long you can do those 80-hour weeks, and like it runs you down. And but the industry is starting to change, which is a good thing, and people are starting to wake up and realise that, you know, chefs need to be mothers, fathers, partners. They need to have a life outside of the kitchen as well. So. Well,
absolutely, and we talk about sustainability of the food that we're using, but it's also about the sustainability of the people cooking it, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so tell me, so then you came back here, or you came to Melbourne after that, or you went back to Coffs Harbour? Or?
So I went back to Coffs for about a year, just to reconnect with family, and opened a couple of restaurants for friends in Coffs. The Spare Room, which is like a successful little wine bar now, and a cafe for a good friend of mine called Supply, and that's also doing pretty well now.
Okay.
And then me and my partner sort of got a little bit bored of being back in a small town, so we moved to Melbourne.
Yeah.
And I started with Andrew McConnell at Supernormal, so I did a couple of years there. And then moved over to Builder's Arms for a year, and learnt a lot of my sort of business and management skills through that company. The sort of the standard for that sort of business operation side of things. So I learned a lot there, and then decided it was time for something new, and connected with Elliott and the other partners here, and here I am.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And how did you get into your love of native foods and incorporating those into your dishes?
I think it's sort of stems back to growing up on a farm and having nature around and being inquisitive, like, what is this? Is it edible? And sort of grew from there. But such a massive amount of flavour that a lot of chefs are missing out on with native produce, and the sustainability implications as well can be awesome. But yeah, I've got a big passion for working with native produce. Yeah.
And how do you find those things? Because sometimes there's things. We went on an Indigenous walk on the peninsula, and the guide was telling us about like the bulbs that you can pull up, and they're a bit like potato that they use for their babies and so on. Like you can't see that, so how do you? I suppose you can see the flower on top. But how do you discover what's out there and what to do with it?
Well, I think I started just picking things and eating them if they taste good. Yeah. Like on a small scale, but I've done quite a bit of research into what is edible, and I do quite a bit of foraging. Not in the last couple of weeks, as we've been pretty flat out with the reopen, but I do most of the foraging for all the native things on the menu.
Yeah. And are they coastal, or are they
a bit of both? A bit of both. Like, I've got a big bottle brush tree in my backyard.
Okay.
So at the moment, I pick some leaves off the tree in the backyard, and I turn that into the eucalyptus oil, which goes on our pumpkin dish on the menu.
Wow, okay.
And then saltbush you can find all along the coast.
Yeah, it's so delicious, saltbush too.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why everyone's not using it.
Yeah.
But then it would be overused, wouldn't it?
yeah. And, there's so many like common weeds that grow in your backyard that can be eaten if they're picked at the right time.
Yeah, right.
If you pick them when they're sort of young and green, they're fresh and peppery and yeah.
And what about the kombucha? What were you using for that? Was there kombucha you were making?
I've been making quite a bit of vinegars. Yeah, so...
Is there a picture of you doing something red on Instagram?
Yeah. So I've got a little side business I'm sort of working on starting out called Poison Cures. I've got some treats I'll give you later as well. But native vinegars. So fermenting fruit. So the process is ferment the sugar in the fruit to alcohol, and the alcohol into vinegar, acetic acid. So that red one was beetroot, gelatin wax, and some segretino. So like a red wine vinegar with some native flavours. Gelatin wax is like a very interesting native flavour.
Yeah.
It's like lemongrass, cross pine, little needles, but really delicious.
And a lot of those things too are so nutritious too, aren't they?
Yeah. Full of fibre, vitamins,
Yeah. Thinking how interesting it is that many of us, you seem to be more in touch than many of the rest of us, have, lost touch with what's right for our bodies and what's grown. As you said, sustainability, even the grasses that we could be using for bread and so on instead of what we currently do, and so it's kind of really incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, I think as chefs we need to try and be a bit more conscious of it, and even myself, I want to be better and better with it every day, like using native things that have less impact on the environment and small farms and local farms.
Yeah.
So we're using our Northside Veg, which is a local distributor, and most of their produce comes within 100 k's. So trying to get more and more conscious of that. We're getting rid of all the plastic out of the kitchen, and trying to do what we can and move closer to that sort of more sustainable model.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about the seafood? Do you have fish on your menu as well? Is that something you...
Every now and then we've got crab, oysters, and a tarama, which is a whipped cod roe. So we salt the eggs and make the tarama here. Oysters, they're all Appalachian oysters, so they're very strictly monitored. Sydney Rock oysters, native oysters. And our crab we're currently getting from Shark Bay in WA, which is a really nice product.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Delicious. How do you decide on your menu?
I sort of just cook food that I want to eat.
Yeah.
And if it's good, we put it on. Like, we don't... Here at Rascal, we've never tried to put ourselves in a box. We try to just see what works and just go with it. Yeah. Like, we put a lot of thought into the dishes to make sure they're delicious and we're using quality ingredients, but we never said, we have to be somewhat French or Italian, or we've never put ourselves in a box at all. Yeah.
Do you think modern Australian is an actual term? Like, do you think that's actually a thing, or is it just because we don't know what else to do?
Well, yeah, it is, because I suppose it means a mix of what Australia is, a mix of so many cultures. So, I think, it's a term that's used, I don't know, it doesn't sound very nice, but it is what it is. Yeah,
and it's sort of and it does show that it's an evolving cuisine, I guess, that we do have our own styles that are, possibly influenced by other countries and cuisines, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's modern British, modern, I suppose. Yeah, it's definitely a thing, that's for sure.
I just thought of that. I've only ever thought of that just right then. That's New Zealand music. That's good choice.
Elliott's got some of his good Kiwi tunes always on out here.
We're from the same town, Elliott.
Yeah, you told me that.
Very funny.
Yeah.
So what would your advice be to chefs who are thinking about getting into it now, maybe with COVID aside, but getting into the industry?
I think the most important thing is wanting to really being set on wanting to be a chef. Like, having the passion there is the most important thing. If it's just the job that you come into, you do your job and you go home, it's probably not the best career for you. But the more work you put in outside of work is what develops you and grows you into a better chef. It's like any industry, the more work you put in outside of your normal work hours, the more you're going to develop. I'm not saying you need to do 1,000,000 hours, but if you have a keen interest in it, then go for it. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of recipe books or cookbooks, or is it internet? Is it a mixture of everything? Going out to other people's restaurants? Probably don't have time for that.
I eat out. Well, yeah, exactly. Not lately, but I've got a few favourites around Melbourne that I love to go back to. The Carlton Wine Room's probably my favourite restaurant in Melbourne.
Nice.
It's awesome. JP's food, and it's super simple but like on point always. I sort of take a lot of inspiration just from produce that's around, and sort of starts from there, from vegetables, and then build from there. I would like to write a recipe book one day. I've got bloody little recipe books all around the place, like a diary of a madman. But one day.
Cool, just put them all together. I think that'd be just the style. Just have it as a diary of a madman.
Photo.
That's right, absolutely. Sounds good. Thanks, Kyle. I think that's lovely and great.
Yeah.
You've been listening to Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritty, and thank you so much for joining me today. If you'd like to read the full transcript of the conversation, you can go to www.conversationwithachef.com or follow me on Instagram, so you'll always be up to date with the latest conversation.